All right. So, welcome to Untenured Podcast. And as our motto goes, speaking your truth can never go left because it's your right. We are so hyped to have not only the patience and grace of this dope soul here with us, but we are joined today in community with a version of Conference Cuts with Mr. Robert Mahoney. And so, tell us a little bit about yourself. What brings you to deeper learning before we get into a spicy micro segment, this or that?
Yeah, sure. So Robert Mahoney, as mentioned, I'm the founder of TVTP Solutions, which stands for Targeted Violence and Terrorism Prevention.
Hmm.
So much of our schools, and the reason why I think it's deeper learning is to talk to administrators, teachers, principals, about school security and rethinking what prevention actually means. So
Yeah.
many of our schools operate on a
Reactive.
protection or preparedness to be in a response sort of mode. And so what I'm trying to do is try to move that needle a little bit more to the left. And get more of a prevention mindset into things. And so we offer a bunch of different services from awareness
Okay.
trainings to technical expertise to help implement that sort of culture of prevention within the school.
And how long have you been in that game, in that
So I've
professional lane?
so I've been in this lane for about 6 years.
Okay.
But before that, I have a master's degree in emergency management. So I kind of have always been around it. So I've
Yeah.
been in total, I have about 20 years of experience.
All
So
right.
yeah.
Well, listen, it sounds like you're prime, frame, and ready to deal with high intensity situations. We are not manifesting that this will be high intensity, but the spice level might get there. But he is the man for it because he navigates this so beautifully. So, the micro segment you've chosen is this or that. Essentially, it's our educational twist on Would You Rather. I'm going to present you two options. Feel free to give an answer, give a hall pass, or quite frankly, you can just embellish. But
Okay.
I'm not
Sounds
going to
good.
give any time. Like you choose. You ready? Let's start off slow. Would you rather be the teacher or the student?
I'd rather be the teacher.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd rather be the teacher. I don't know if this has something about me, but I like to be more in control of things. So I think the
Well, shout out to
teacher
that
would.
self awareness and the full honesty. Because speaking your truth can never go left. All right, so here we
Yeah.
go. I'm going to turn up the dial a little bit.
Okay.
Would you rather be the pot stirring change agent or the peacekeeper who compromises?
Oh, think I think the posture, but not as spicy as it may be. I think trying to think outside the box is really important, and especially in my field where you have a certain way of doing things,
Yep.
and I'm kind of taking an alternative approach to the way of looking at it. So I'm kind of
Damn.
stirring the pot in
You're
that
stirring the
way.
pot. And can you give us a more concrete example of how that looks in your work and your preventative work, or something out the box that has shown that it's effective?
Yeah, sure. So the whole realm of going into a prevention mindset is
Mm.
kind of outside the box.
Itself.
Yeah.
He's like, my whole organization, mic drop. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Enough said. All right. So then next one, would you rather own a rollout that you didn't design or create freely with no leadership support?
The no leadership support. I think that I I've I've grown into that though. So
Okay.
only after the last couple of years have I felt more and more comfortable in creating my own sort of path like that.
Yeah.
For a long time I kind of needed that guidance and needed sort of the pats on the back
The
and
validation,
to
right?
show me where to go. And I think now I've got a foundation under me that I'm like, I got this.
Yes, he's got his sea legs. Don't test his gangster. All right. And then even when I think of that, the last gentleman who sat in the sea, he's his own cup of tea. And I'm not blending worlds, but one of the things I spoke about, he picked the same answer, is your vibe attracts your tribe. So even what you don't garner in leadership support, the people who are of that same cloth, that consciousness, they will gravitate to you. So
Absolutely.
your people will always find you. All right. So here's another one. Coach someone who thinks they don't need coaching or hear your own work quoted incorrectly in a PDF.
Oh, the first one. Yeah, no, I've actually been misquoted, in a national article,
Oh
and
no.
I was actually more upset that they put me on paragraph 5, and you had to like click the read more to get to me. Than I would rather be like misquoted right up at the top.
I love it. I love it. And so listen, use this podcast as your way to get the inside scoop on Mr. Mahoney's pet peeve. So if you're looking to collaborate with him, and you should, don't misquote this brother. He's not having it. All right. So here's another one. Would you rather work with an innovative principal who dodges accountability or a results driven one who has supreme fear of change?
Oh, that's a really good one. Isn't that? That
Okay, I
is
did something right.
that
One high
is
five. I was
that
nervous
is.
out here pulling up in public the first time.
I guess somebody who's innovative that doesn't need accountability, I think would be
Mm.
more apt to my style um, than somebody who
It's
just wants to
fearful of
fearful
everything,
of it.
especially in your lane dealing with trauma prevention, right? So you have to be able to whitewater raft through. And you know what's so interesting? It's making me think of one of my favorite authors. She wrote a fear fighting manual for teens, and it's called How to Be a Professional Troublemaker for Adults. And one of the things she talked about in her TED Talk is that people think that being fearless is the absence of fear because of the literal translation of the word. But what it really means is you have the fear, you don't let it get in the way of the thing you know is your purpose to do. So
Wise
here over
words.
here, but trying to just press through as our first live pod because we typically do this virtually. So thank you for
Oh,
making it
excellent.
a cool first experience.
Yeah.
All right, we got three more. Would you rather be the only equity voice at a decision making table or sit with performative experts?
Sit with performative experts. I think
Tell us
you
why.
can
Yep.
get a sense if you're by yourself, you get into your own echo chamber and you start believing your own hype. Um, and you sort of dismiss anybody who's not paying attention to you if you're just by yourself. So I think
Yeah.
being on a panel with a lot of different varied views or expertise, you learn just as much.
Just as much. Okay, so one second to last one, and I want you to channel your work with TVTP for this.
Yeah,
So you get called to a district. Would you rather get called too radical by the district that has essentially hired you to help them with their work, or too quiet by the students who you're charged to serve through your work in that district?
I think I'd rather be called too radical. I
Hmm.
think TVTP is in a unique space where we are a bit of a disruptor.
Yeah.
Um, which is interesting because usually when you find a company that sort of does some sort of disruption, you're trying to pull the public along.
Hmm.
I've actually found it to be the opposite, where I say my spiel, I talk about TVTP, and I see like, oh, this is what we've been waiting for our entire lives. Like we've had to do this stuff. We'd much rather do what you're saying.
Right.
So yeah,
All right, and last one to bring us home. Would you rather be a fully resourced technological district where you lean 100% on AI and tech to move through your work, or would you rather have zero technology support and lean only on human capacity, human heart posture? And I think I'm giving away my bias in the question. Which are we picking?
absolutely
Zero.
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 Um,
Tell us why.
there is for safety what I preach is sort of identity, community, and purpose. These are sort of like the three foundational things that we
Mhm.
all as human beings look for. Um, you can't get that through technology. Our problems are not technological, they're psychological.
Hmm.
And so passing the responsibility to some sort of tech program or AI or anything like that is just passing the buck. We got to look and we have to have that human interaction. That's what we have evolved into. We're social animals, and
Yeah.
we have to lean into that rather than try to find quick cuts just for technology.
Well, shout out to Mr. Mahoney. I might change him to Mr. Humanity. That's not even a real word, but we're a bookseum, so we like to make up new words. He spoke his truth, and it can never go left because it's his right. And we are so encouraged by the work we're doing. We're going to be watching it. And you heard it here, guys. You have to keep the humanity in what you're doing. Regardless of what's going on with AI, a lot of what we need in schools is a heart posture, is a soul. And that's something that AI cannot do. And there
Absolutely.
you is. There you is. There you is. And there here we are. We are here with Untenured. And listen, a girl had a lobster roll and lost her mind. So my English is a little janky. But don't worry, you got the content. We'll be dropping his social media. It's been so dope to connect with you. Happy deeper learning and all things speaking truth.
Thank you. And anybody who's interested, tvtpsolutions.com. There's a contact area right on the
Yep.
website. You can contact me. We look forward to hearing from you.
All right, there it is. Mic drop.